So I formed Spencer Churchill in 2018. We're a corporate and commercial legal services provider, as well as we offer tax, accountancy, consultancy, advisory and employment advice services as well. The reason that I formed Spencer Churchill was because I felt like there wasn't an option out there for people that are like me in terms of being down to earth and relatable, offering the advice in the way that I want, which is not just looking at legal services on its own, it's looking at it from a 360 point of view. Well, how does that relate to your tax advice, accounting advice, employment advice? So I went in search of, is there anybody out there providing that service? Turns out there isn't, particularly not for small and medium-sized businesses, which makes that advice accessible. There's 10,000 legal firms in the UK. There's literally a handful that are run by business people, entrepreneurs, non-legal people. So what we've done is we put a proposition together where we are ultimately legal services first, but we then underpin that with tax advice, accountancy advice, and then where there's a need or it's appropriate, any consultancy or advisory advice as well.
We have a really exciting offering at Spencer Churchill at the moment surrounding your shareholder agreements. So shareholder agreements are super key for your business for a number of reasons. Some of the main ones revolve around disputes in the business. They do happen, unfortunately. On top of that, really future-proofing your business. So what do you do when a shareholder dies? What do you do if a shareholder gets divorced? At Spencer Churchill, we are a little bit different in our approach. So, we're not just going to look at drawing up a shareholders agreement, you sign it, and that's the end of us. We have a really consultative approach, and we really want to get to know the individuals that are running the business as well as the business itself. So on top of the shareholders agreement, we are offering a number of audits that will allow us to really get to grips with your business, and all of this is done for free. The audits include, financials, debt recovery, invoicing, corporate governance. There's a number of different things that we're offering on top, which will allow us to really get to grips with your business and to hopefully help deal with any issues or problems that may arise in advance of them becoming an issue.
So the earlier we can get into a project or a piece of work or in a business, often we can be very much prevention rather than a cure. A lot of family businesses in particular seem to always end up, if they do need legal advice, it's very much at the very end of it, which is either where there's a dispute or the dispute pending. What we like to do is get in there much sooner, because often we can avoid having to go down that route, which invariably will be much cheaper from a legal cost point of view.
For me, it's about delivering for the client, doing what suits their needs, what is aligning with them at that particular time, and then evolving with them. And that's why, for example, here at Spencer Churchill, we offer a 3-month service where you will be able to have a number of hours with us that are not billable, where you can pick up the phone and just speak with me and say, this is something that we want to check with you, run past with you, slightly different, what do you think, without having to worry about being on the clock and being charged on the clock, because we understand that a business is going to start, evolve, and we need to be there as you evolve to help you through the changes.
A big part of my culture that I've created here is being down to earth and relatable. It's my upbringing, it's where I'm from. I know a lot of high net worth and successful people, and they're all from the same background. So when I was researching my model of Spencer Churchill, I got their feedback on, if we were around at the time when you exited or when you needed legal advice, who would you rather deal with? And all of them came back with the same thing. The stereotypical law firm, stereotypical lawyers, they couldn't relate to them, they didn't feel understood them. A lot of them have never run their own business, so they were taking advice from people that might know the law, but in the greater context of what it's like to run a business, they didn't understand. When I recruit, I'm very specific on the people that I recruit. Not only do they need to have the qualifications, experience and knowledge, they need to fit within this down-to-earth and relatable personality profile.
We are very personal with our clients, so we make sure that everything that we're doing is suited to their needs from the outset. So especially with, we're basically a family business that's come, and I've been here since the very beginning. So we are integrated like a family. The culture here is exactly that. And we understand the needs for a business and why business also needs the legals. So rather than just being a firm that you might need when there's something going wrong, we're a firm that you need all around to make sure that nothing actually does go wrong where we can help. So we'll set up anything to ensure that you're well prepared in the business for whatever may come.
I want to make sure that the clients get the same service if they were dealing with myself as anybody else. It doesn't make recruitment easy because what's already a very challenging, competitive talent pool is made all the more difficult when you're trying to find these certain personality traits as well. And the reason that's super important is because I want to make sure that the clients that we have feel like they can be understood and supported and feel like we're almost an extension of their business, almost like an extension of their family. So you know what it's like, if you feel like you can relate to people, you're more willing and open to be able to share your issues or concerns or feel like you've got that shoulder to lean on as and when you need it.